Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my daily struggle. Wait, is that part of the unfreezing process? Let's try it again. Hi, Jules Blessed Vegan, and welcome to my channel. For those who are new, I know you can benefit. People, I am still struggling. It's weird. It's like this gray cloud. I'm trying to think, is that, what is that little guy's name? Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore. Doesn't Eeyore walk with a rainy cloud following him? That's kind of where I'm at right now. It's really interesting. I remember at the beginning of the year I participated in Tanny Raw's Raw Reset. And as always, if you're not familiar with Tanny Raw, just look her up on any social media platform. And you could certainly find her at tannyraw.com. And her reset is a 4-week program of all things getting well, both physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and certainly regarding the diet. But anyway, her challenge at that reset was that we choose a word for our year. And my word was accountability. I wanted to be accountable to myself, to my family, to my faith, and certainly to my way of eating. And to this channel, Jules Blessed Vegan, which is why I show up every day. And to the Dawn's Happier Rebounder Challenge, which is why I'm able to show up and do my rebounder. Usually once I make a commitment, I am pretty good at it. So anyway, in line with that, today at school was the last district meeting of the year, and I showed up to be accountable. And it was kind of interesting because there's 4 people on my 3rd grade team, and one refused to go because she's just too bitter. She's being let go next year too, and she just can't even honor her commitment to that. Another just wasn't there, and I'm still puzzled why, because she was at school today and I have no idea what happened. And the other one, unfortunately, is injured, so she wasn't even there. So out of the whole team, it was just me sitting there trying to be accountable. And there was nothing easy about it, you know? They were talking about stuff for next year. They were talking about honoring people who are retiring. They wanted to get a gift for a girl who chose to go to a different district. And then there was me, the flunky who wasn't invited back. And I know that's not totally true. I know these people, many of them are very fond of me and they appreciate my enthusiasm and my service. But it kind of felt like that a little bit. It made me very sad, to know that I have no rights. I can't change anything about my circumstance. I still have to walk through the hardest part, which is always that last month of school. I still haven't been able to tell my students. I still need to be packing up. I mean, there's so many things and it just hit me really hard. So I was struggling with that. But anyway, thanks for letting me share that. I have an actual topic that I want to share, which is willingness. And the importance of willingness. And for people who don't know, I am someone who has been in the 12-step program forever. I mean, for 30 years, I think maybe at least 30 years, that I was interested in learning about the 12 steps and finding out why they've worked for, 33 million. There's 33 million big books, the Alcoholics Anonymous big book in print. And even though, fortunately, alcohol wasn't my biggest issue. Though I consider myself an alcoholic, I can't play with it. I've been hospitalized with alcohol poisoning. I've had many bad situations when I've chosen to drink because I'm a binge drinker. I can't just enjoy a drink. I drink till I pass out, blackout, whatever. But when I switched from alcohol to sugar, which is like alcohol is sugar in the body, to just sugar, I went equally, if not worse, crazier. And I just thought it was safer because I wasn't going to be driving a car drunk or whatever. But when you're going 60 miles an hour and you drop a hot French fry, you can endanger a life, okay? Trust me on that. Anyway, despite all the controversy, I am a 12-stepper. I am a recovering alcoholic. I am a recovering food addict. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay to say that out loud, even though people say, but you're affirming it. Peace be with you. All right, so this is on willingness, and it is from my For Today, the Overeaters Anonymous Daily Thought Book, and I really appreciate this. So it always starts with a quotation. The quotation says, "Will cannot be quenched against its will, And that's by Dante Alighieri, and that's Alighieri. Dante Alighieri, and I don't even know. It's probably Italian. So it says willingness, period. There is no other key to this program. To receive the gift of abstinence, I need to be 100% willing. And I think that's true anyway. I mean, even if you're following like Tanny Raw and her advice on how, to best live a vegan and certainly a raw vegan lifestyle, unless you're completely willing, you will never be successful. I have this urge jar, which again is by Brooke Castillo, and unless you are completely committed to writing your food down and carrying your little glass beads and putting them in the jar, unless you have that willingness, that's not going to be successful anyway. Nothing is successful without willingness. So it says, but I am willing. I said many a time, haven't I suffered through all those diets? I definitely want to be thin. I hate being fat. Right? That constant record. But do your actions match, right? Your words. So then it says, alas, it is not enough to want to be rid of the unpleasant side effects of my illness. And I know people are like, there's that whole thing with illness again, and yet they're willing to say dis-ease. And even though it's a play on words, because they're saying disease is to not be at ease, disease, I would counter-argue that illness and the reference to illness, for which anyone who's binged their head off, anyone who weighs 100 plus pounds, anyone who's even gained an uncomfortable 20 pounds when they're not used to it, is ill at ease and in fact is suffering from an illness. It is miserable, right? So it says, I need to be willing to give up that which attracts me in the first place. So what are the things that got you fat to begin with? What are the things that got you clinically ill to begin with? What are those toxins in your body? So it says, what got me ill in the first place? The gratification, sedation, or whatever other payoff I get for practicing my compulsion. And again, compulsion is just the method in which you consume the food, or your inability to abstain, to not act on a compulsive desire for something, right? So it says, for today, I surrender everything that compulsive overeating means to me, trusting God to put something incomparably better in its place. I think it's pretty powerful. I think it's important to reflect on willingness. How willing are we really? Do our actions match our words? Are we just saying we're willing, but we're not doing the footwork? Because you've got to do the footwork. And I've been there a million times. I've been successful many times. I've failed many times. Right now, I am willing. I've been more willing when I was desperate, like when I found out my kidneys were bad. And the minute I got further away from that diagnosis and things started healing a little bit, my willingness subsided because my rage and compulsion took over. My primal brain with my little kid wanting all the things we missed out on took over. All right, so I'm going to read it clean for you as always. Ready? Here we go. Will cannot be quenched against its will. Dante Alighieri. Willingness. There is no other key to this program. To receive the gift of abstinence, I need to be 100% willing. But I am willing, I said many a time. Haven't I suffered through all those diets? I definitely want to be thin. I hate being fat. Alas, it is not enough to want to be rid of the unpleasant side effects of my illness. I need to be willing to give up that which attracts me in the first place, the gratification, sedation, or whatever other payoff I get from practicing my compulsion. For today, I surrender everything that compulsive overeating means to me, trusting God to put something incomparably better in its place. People always say nothing tastes as good as wellness feels. Nothing tastes as good as thin feels. Nothing tastes as good as freedom from toxins and illness feels, So I get that. God will put something incomparably better in its place. Can we trust that and hold on to it? I'm willing. All right. Thanks so much for stopping by, people. I'd love to know your thoughts on that read. Like if you like, join us if you haven't, and until we talk again, know that you are blessed.